Hey guys, it's me Blanca again. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to do a 4th of July inspired look. Thank you to all of our soldiers that fight for our freedom all the time. I love 4th of July. It's one of my favorite holidays. And so I'm going to do a 4th of July tutorial. So if you want to see how I'm going to achieve this, just stay tuned and let's dive right on in. Okay, so I'm going to start by priming my lids with Tarte's Shape Tape. And I am in color Fair. A couple of dabs. Dab, dab, dab. And just dab it on there with your finger. I had my nails painted, but they chipped like the very next day. Probably because I washed dishes by hand and stuff, and so yeah. Later on down the week too, on next Tuesday, I'll post up another video where I'm using glitter, and I'll show you. I might post it up on Friday, we'll see. I just couldn't find red glitter anywhere. That's probably one of the only colors that I wish I had and I don't. I'm going to start off with this Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm going to go into the color. Let's go into Golden Ochre here. And I'm almost out. It's just my favorite transition. Rub it all over the lid. This is like the perfect transition from a white ass base. Over here. So every 4th of July I host a 4th of July party because that's like 4th of July is like my jam. Do the same thing to the other eye. Make sure you get on up there. And then I'm going to start with this Valentine red right here. I'm going to go right into the inner corner of my eye. And you're going to come to about the middle of the eye and you're going to stop there. And it's going to look a little messy. I'm going in with this flat Royal Langnickel brush that I got in my BoxyCharm. And just go back into that like this. Just building up the color. And if you get fallout, that's okay. You can go back and clean it up. Right to the center of the lid. And just bring that on out. Okay, so now that we have that color down, with my Urban Decay Electric Palette, and I'm going to go into Chaos right here. And I'm going to go in with a smaller brush, smaller blending brush. And I'm going to tap right on into that, like that. And we're going to put that on our outer corner. And just bring that to the red. Not very harsh. Just meet the red where it's at. So you can see that blue starting to show up. And this is going to take a lot of building. Just because this blue is like It's like a strong, like really pretty matte blue. It's got a little bit of sheen, but not nothing too bad. So then when you're done with that, you're gonna bring that and meet that with that red. We're gonna have to bring that red up a little higher, and then you're just gonna leave kind of like a halo right here in the middle. But you need to deepen up that blue. Go in again. And just blend it out. In and out, in and out. And if it gets a little bit into, that's okay, because we're gonna put silver in there. Or some kind of white. You just need to fill that in. Make sure we get all that blue in there. Get it all looking the same color. That looks like red, white, and blue. A little more color and stick it right on in there. And just back and forth. Looking pretty cool, guys. Okay, so now just to even it out, we're going to bring this red a little higher. So we're going to come back to our Modern Renaissance with that Valentine red, dip into that again. And we're going to meet that blue very softly. You're going to make them fade almost like ombre into each other. I guess that's the best way I can explain that to you. Go. And if these lines look kind of harsh, don't worry too much about that, because we can go back through there and clean those up once we do our brow highlight. We'll smooth all that out. So we're just about done there. Now I'm going to come into my silver shimmer in there that is gorgeous. It's called Starlight Perfect, because the United States shines bright. So my best way to just say is dip your finger right on in there. Pigmentation is OMG. Oh yes. And then you're just gonna bring it all the way up, and you can just blend in like so. Oh, this color is amazing. And we are almost done. And look how much I've patted into the eye, and look at all that pigmentation still there. I'm not flipping you guys off, it's just the finger I always use. Look at that. That is absolutely amazing. So now we're going to go back into our Modern Renaissance palette, and we are going to go back into Tempera, and I'm going to use that as my brow bone highlight. And what I'll do is I'll just, it's almost out. It's my favorite. I hate that I love this palette so much. Go get another one. And we'll just smooth that out. Do you see how smooth that looks now? It looks perfect. Okay, well, not perfect, but almost. With that red, we'll just scooch that out. And we are officially done with this side. So let me do the other side, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so I did my other half off camera, but I'm going to show you what I did. I just did a black wing liner. Instead of black wing. My eyeliner is like almost out. I'm like, no, don't do this to me right now. Good, it's working. It looks like it's gonna give me a little bit more life left. Okay, we are done with our wing. I always feel like I can't ever get my wings even, so if you can't either, we are on the same boat. So I'm just gonna take some Dimmies, because that's about the last package I'm on is the Demi Wispies, so that's why I keep using them, because well, they're my favorite too, but just wait for the glue. Blow on them. Just a little bit. So what do you guys do for 4th of July? What's your tradition? What's your thing? We live out in the country, and I love that because we get to pop fireworks. And I love to pop fireworks. And just remember, guys, to be careful. Don't drink and drive. If you do drink, have a designated driver. Because, you know, like that, Labor Day, people are always drinking and driving. Be cautious of other people and, you know, who else's life you could affect. So, anyhow, just wanted to throw that in there. So, we're going to go in with this red right here. Just for the bottom of our eye. And then we're going to leave that like that. And then I'm going to get my other electric palette. Sure does give me some electricity vibes. I'm just going in with this on it. Back into that modern Valentine red again. Back into the beginning of your eye. And then the back blues and me as well. Okay, now for the tricky part. I don't know how that silver is going to do with the brush, but let's go ahead and try it. Probably not with this brush, silver all over it. I'm going to go in with this brush, Sonia Kashuk. I'm going to dip back into that starlight right there. I hate when that shadow goes in your eye and it's like, look grainy. Okay, and we are all done with the eyes. With the shadow part. So now let's just go in with some mascara and we'll highlight and we're all done. This mascara is actually pretty good. Though I'm scared I'm going to poke myself with those little pokey things. So, but my favorite ones are the plastic ones. So, there we go. I love the way this 4th of July look turned out. Pow, pow, pow. That's my version of firecrackers. Now I'm going to go in. Oh, and that was Man Eater by Tarte. Oops. I'm going to go in with Tarte's Lights Cameras Lashes on the bottom because I don't feel like that one grows my bottom lash. Urban Decay's Afterglow highlight. It's just a really silvery, I guess you would say, kind of loud, I would call it. Looks like this, and it's in Sin. So I'm going to go in with this Mario Badescu spray on my face. Refreshing. And I'm going to take this brush. It's from Sonia Kashuk too. I'm just going to dab it on in there because this needs a lot. And ooh, yes. You know, I actually use Sin the eyeshadow as a highlight. I just realized that I use Sin. I know it's going to look like you have crazy lines, but as soon as we go over it with the Beauty Blender, it's going to look really pretty. The temple, and just take some and run it along the edge right here of your brow bone. Bam! I'm just going to take some MAC Prep and Prom and just go over it. Just dab, dab, dab. And then we're going to highlight the Cupid's bow. Guys, we are all done. I hope that you enjoyed this look. I really like the way it turned out. The blue, the silver, the Jouer Starlight, that color looks really good in combination with all of this. I really like the way it turned out. I think if anything, maybe on 4th of July night, I'm going to go with some big lashes. But other than that, I love the way this turned out. Tune back in on Thursday for my WTF. Leave a subscribe. Leave a subscribe. What the? Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Let me know that you like this video. Let me know what you want to see next. And I'll be back with another one on Thursday. Bye, guys.